Good morning. It's a beautiful day. It is a Tuesday. The sun is shining through the window, and I'm gonna take you guys with me on my day as a real estate agent. We'll get into a little more of like what's on today's agenda and what we've already done, what we're gonna be doing, what a typical day looks like. Right now, I'm making my coffee. So we're gonna make our coffee real quick and then we'll get into the day in the life. Today is one of my 2 work days, meaning that there are 2 days out of the week where I get the majority of my work done during those days. I still do work on the off work days, which I'll explain later on in the video what an off work day looks like for me. However, there's 2 days that I have childcare for a little bit, a chunk of time in the middle of the day, those 2 days out of the week. So I'm gonna share with you guys what it is that I'm doing on this on work day to move the needle in my business and take care of my current clients and get more clients, because I get questions often. I get DMs on Instagram often from other ladies who want to be real estate agents or maybe are new in the business and are also moms, and they're wondering, is it really realistic to have a successful real estate business and like be a stay-at-home mom basically at the same time? And my answer is yes. And so we're going to talk about that. Just reading a text. We're going to talk about that later today. But I'm also going to share with you guys what it is that I'm doing, because there's a lot of things I've cut out of my business. There's a lot of things that are just a waste of time that real estate agents spend their time on. And when I became a mom, I cut out probably 90% of those things that I used to do in my business. And now I only focus on doing the most dollar producing things, the things that are going to bring me the best clients ever in the shortest amount of time. The things, because like I used to do things that brought me clients and I enjoyed those things, but they were much more time consuming, like cold calling, for example, than the things I do now. So I only do the dollar producing things. And then of course I take really great care of my clients and do what's needed for that. So we'll get into that in just a sec, but for now we're gonna just make our coffee and hang out. We have a pack of instant decaf Folgers and some cocoa powder, unsweetened, but then we're gonna add a stevia. At the same time, we are also cooking our lunch. I'm gonna add a piece of cheese, but we've got lunch cooking, a frozen hamburger patty. When it is one of my 2 work time block days, like the days that I have childcare for work, I'm very, very careful to plan my schedule out ahead of time. So as soon as the childcare is beginning, I can get right to work and not waste any time on things that are not dollar producing for my business. And so I know what I'm doing ahead of time, 1. And then for 2, I only do things that are work related and dollar producing. For example, right now in my house, there is so much laundry that needs to be done. I have put off, I have a huge pile of my husband's laundry to fold that's taking over the playroom. My laundry bin is full. My daughter's laundry bin is overflowing. I put that off for a while. However, although I'm working from home today, I will not let that bother me because I will not allow myself to do it because I put that on the schedule to do tomorrow during one of my off work days. So I know like it's going to be taken care of and it's not going to be a thing like in my brain making me annoyed or like having a hard time working from home, if that makes sense. Cause I know that's like a big thing. Sometimes it's like, you're supposed to be working, but then you start doing something that's not dollar producing. And then pretty soon you wasted so much of your time, if that makes sense. So the water that was in this, before I poured the decaf coffee in, now you can see me a little better. It's still very hot. So I hope my coffee isn't, I hope it's not watery. Now we're gonna crank it down. We are going to add the most important ingredient, which is our raw milk. If you are not drinking raw milk yet, what are you doing? It's 2025. I feel like everyone knows about the many beautiful benefits of raw milk nowadays. And who still drinks pasteurized milk? Does anyone? I actually don't know. But I get this from a farm in the area because unfortunately it's still not legal to sell raw milk in the state that I live in, which is, by the way, I live in the state of Oregon if you're new here, and if you're a realtor outside of the state of Oregon and you have a client relocating to Oregon, send them my way. I'd love to give you a referral fee. It is about 12:30 in the afternoon and we are just now getting started on our work time block. So when I say I work 2 days a week. Well, like I have childcare. I don't work 2 days a week. I have childcare 2 days a week. While I work, it's definitely not all day, and that's by choice. This is like how I prefer it to be. I really like having slow mornings with my family most of the time if I can. Some days I'm not able to, and that's fine. But anyway, enough about that. So we're sitting down now, and we're gonna sit down and get started on our work time block of the day while we eat our lunch and drink our drink. And this room that I'm working in right now, it's our dining room. However, this is my office space right now. We do have a room upstairs that is an office, but it's not really an office yet. We need to still get it set up and all of that. We've lived here for a while, but it wasn't used as an office previously. It was a guest bedroom that we never used, and now we just want to change it into an office. So we're going to turn that into an office, but for now, this is where I've been working. So I kind of just have my work set up here in the dining room. My arm's hurting. Let me get my little piece of decor that I use as my tripod. This is my tripod. This is what I'm using. I flip it upside down and I put my phone on it. I flip it upside down, I put the plant on top, and then which I'll go get the fake plant, and then I use that to film my videos. So guys, if you're wanting to utilize video for your real estate business, there's literally no excuses. You don't need to wait until you have equipment. I'm using my iPhone to film on right now. No audio, no lighting, and this very same setup, this setup right here that I'm about to put this on as my tripod, gets me consistent business. I have 2 buyer calls today, 2 new buyer calls from videos that I made just like this same production quality with this tripod setup. So there's no excuses. But as I was saying, this is my, then I set my phone down. This is my office space that I'm using, and I do Zoom calls often with agents who are thinking about joining the brokerage that we're with, Real Broker, which, by the way, if you want more information on that, I have an entire playlist on my channel sharing more information. Switching to Real Broker is literally the best decision that we've made for our business, and our only regret is not switching sooner. On these Zoom calls that I do with agents that are thinking about joining Real, a question I get asked often is, like, is it hard working without an office? And well, technically we will have an office in our home, like an actual office, not just my dining room. But for the last almost 2 years, we've been with Real and we have not had an actual office space. And it has not been hard at all. I don't feel like it's necessary for what we do in real estate. We did buy a really like heavy duty printer and we use that all the time. But other than that, like, there's really not been a lot of adjustments. I actually prefer it because as a mom, it doesn't really make sense for me to be driving into the office when I work. I'm working in time blocks. So I'm like with my daughter all day, and then I have like a short work time block and I get work done, and then I'm like back to being a mom or doing whatever else it is that I'm doing that's not work related, if that makes sense. So it just doesn't make sense for me to be driving somewhere for that. And if I am driving somewhere, I'm gonna be driving somewhere dollar producing, not the office, like to a showing, getting a client, that kind of thing, you know what I mean? Meeting with the client. So all that to say, what's on today's agenda? As far as a day in the life of a real estate agent, like what is on the agenda today goes. Earlier today, I went on a long walk. On that walk, I was able to have a good conversation with my lender, who updated me about a transaction that we're working on together, telling me that the appraisal came in above value. Okay, I feel like I'm sitting in a weird spot. My lender was telling me that the appraisal came in above value for a transaction that we were honestly not expecting that to happen, which we were really excited about. So I was able to have a good conversation with him about that, update my buyers, and also have a conversation with my lender about a few other leads that we're working with together. And like, was that work? I didn't really consider it working. I didn't consider that work time, but I was able to get some things done work-wise while I was on a walk. A lot of things in my life as a real estate agent / mom, because I say this because I get, like I said, the #1 demographic of people who reach out to me to join us at Real Broker and like partner with us, collaborate with us. There are other moms in real estate, but also just like who reach out to me in general. on Instagram and all of that, it's usually another mom in real estate with questions about this type of thing. So that's why I bring this up. But my day, even when I am working or when I'm not working, it doesn't necessarily look like balance. It's more like all blended together, and I just genuinely love it so much. To me, that's totally not a negative thing. I wouldn't want to live my life any other way. Today, I have 2 back-to-back new relocation buyer client phone consultations. This is the first step in the home buying process when you work with me. I really always push for these consultations. As soon as a relocation buyer client, these both came from YouTube, by the way, as soon as a relocation buyer client reaches out to me, I email them back. Like for example, one of these buyer leads reached out to me actually this morning, and first thing in the morning, I was laying in bed, I checked my email and I saw her email, and she gave me all this information about like what she's looking for in a home, her situation, she's moving here from out of state and all of that. And then she asked me to tell her, what area do you think is best for me, because based off of all this information. And instead of even answering her question at all, I thanked her for, all that information, and I was kind and friendly and all of that. But then I went right into not answering her question, but saying, what time works for you today? Or does like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock today work for you for a call? Like, I went right into giving her a couple times, available times that worked for me to hop on a call with her. I don't give my buyer clients an option and say like, do you want to get on a call with me? No, I just say, does this time or this time work for you? Let's get on a call and talk about the next steps. And it's not this big scary thing. It's not this like crazy long detailed consultation phone call. They're usually pretty short and to the point. Sometimes they are longer, but usually they're pretty to the point. But I really feel as though these, one, give you more loyal buyers. My buyers are very loyal to me, but also it really sets you up for a very smooth transaction, to be honest, because you're setting these buyers up with proper expectations of what to expect, just like getting their questions answered right up front. And I did not do this for the first 5 years in my business, and I will never go back. I've been doing this for a handful of years now, and I will never go back to just meeting a buyer at a property, the first time I meet with them. I will always do these consultations. I do them either over the phone or over Zoom. So that is on today's agenda, which we're gonna be working from home today. So my first buyer consultation call today starts in about an hour and 15 minutes, and then directly after that, my other call will start. Something that I have just decided recently, yesterday was only my first day doing this. This is something I heard on a mastermind, which I think it's very important not to just listen to masterminds or listen to like a real estate training, for example, and then feel the need to just implement everything into your business, because like your business plan is your business plan. And while it's really good and awesome to be inspired by other agents that are also doing really well in their market and are doing other things to get business that you're not doing, like through listening to masterminds or training online or a YouTube video like this or podcasts. By the way, you can listen to our videos in podcast form, subscribe below. There's a link on Spotify. However, or even just like scrolling through Instagram and Facebook, and if you're friends with a lot of agents like I am on Instagram and Facebook, this is something that you might experience often, is you see, another agent doing a really cool reel or someone else doing something else, and you're like, I need to be doing that in my business. I need to be implementing that into my business. And it kind of gives you shiny object syndrome and breaks your focus. And I think one of the most important things in being successful in your real estate business, or probably any business, is having like clear laser focus. And so for me, while I do tune into quite a few like trainings and masterminds, that's one of the reasons I switched to my brokerage, because we have the best training in the entire real estate industry. There's 5 masterminds a weekday plus going on every single weekday, and they're taught by the top agents in our brokerage, making, some of them are making millions of dollars a year selling real estate, and they're sharing exactly what's working for them in their market. They're not gatekeeping. And a lot of the trainings are very like marketing, social media, video marketing, YouTube, all those different things heavy. And so as someone who does those things for my business, like I had to be at Real Broker. But all that aside, my whole point in saying all of this is I listen to a lot of real estate trainings. I tune into and join and I'm part of a lot of like trainings and masterminds, which I do think it's very important to be constantly like growing in your business and educating yourself. And for me, it just like helps keep me motivated too. However, something I'm always reminding myself of is as I'm either listening to a real estate training or even just networking with other agents on Instagram and Facebook and seeing what they're doing and commenting on it and talking to them and whatever, I really have to protect my business plan. And I have to stay in my lane and keep my focus, because I think that far too often agents will listen to a training and hear like this agent over here is doing like really well and this is what they're doing. And so they'll be like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm gonna try that. And then they do that. And then they like see someone else over here on Instagram and they're doing this. And so they start doing that. And like, they're just jumping all over the board. And for me, like there's nothing wrong with trying different things, especially if you're new, but like you gotta know like what works for you. For me, I look at my track record. Where have my most recent sales come from that are ones that I want more of? Okay, I'm gonna double down on that and I'm gonna do more of that and I'm gonna figure out how to do it better, just consistently over time. And that's it. So wow, I'm very, very, very weary and like just careful, I guess. And I'm very hesitant, I guess you could say, to throw in other strategies that I'm learning from other agents on, like I might get inspired. I might use what they're doing to like tweak what I'm doing and make it better. But I definitely am very hesitant to just more like careful not to just listen to somebody on a mastermind and then like ditch my business plan and go to their business plan. You know what I mean? Because like that's their business plan. That's what works for them. And I'm not them. However, I've really gone off on a tangent here. This is a very long rant, but all this to say, this is something I learned. What I'm about to do is something I did learn from a mastermind. And it's very rare that I pull something from a mastermind and will be like, I'm putting that into my business plan, because we only have so many hours a day, especially someone like me who has read the 4-Hour Workweek so many times. I only allow myself to work so many hours a week, and I don't have time to do everything, okay? I don't have time to do everything. And even if I did, it would steal my focus and I wouldn't be doing what I'm supposed to be doing very well. I don't know if this makes any sense. If it does, let me know, comment below. If it doesn't, hit the thumbs down button. If it does, hit the thumbs up button. But all this to say, what I'm about to share with you that I'm doing came from a mastermind. So if I implemented it from a mastermind, it's gotta be like a really good piece of gold, okay? So if you're a real estate agent and you're not actually talking to buyers and sellers, like, you're probably not selling any houses. Like that's so important for our business. By having 20 conversations a day, which we've probably all heard this. It's a common thing for realtors to do. It's not something I've ever done in my business. And she would do 20 either Facebook messages or emails. I will be either emailing or texting 20 old leads a day. Old either relocation buyer leads that I'm following up with, or just like old leads from my CRM, because like I said, I have so many. So that's one little thing. It doesn't take that much time, and it's just something I can do every single day to move the needle in my business. So that was a very long explanation, but that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna message 20 people, 20 old leads, and then we'll continue on with the vlog and I'll share what I'm doing the rest of the day. One of today's 2 relocation buyer calls for buyers moving to Oregon, one of the 2 of them is from doing this yesterday, because yesterday was my first day of doing this, and I did text old relocation buyer client leads, like following up with them, and one of them ended up turning into an appointment today. So I'll check them with you guys in a bit. I just got done sending those messages. Did not take any time at all. For these messages, what I did was I just copied and pasted the same thing, because so I heard someone say the other day, like, you probably have a gold mine in your phone and you don't even know it. And I know for me, like, I haven't even gotten in my CRM system. I will do this because eventually I'm gonna run out of, people to message. I will start doing this with my CRM system as well. Like sending 20 messages a day, so 20 emails a day. But for now, I'm still on text messages. And what I'm doing is I have so many numbers saved, and basically the way that I saved them is because when I was probably a couple years into the business or so, I started buying Zillow leads. Now, I don't necessarily recommend these. I think it can work. They're not the kind of leads I want to work with. However, I think it can be a good strategy, but I was buying Zillow leads and I didn't even buy them for that long. Honestly, it wasn't like that long of a run that I was buying them for, but from that chunk of time that I was buying Zillow leads, I have so many numbers, and I've, emails in the CRM too, but in my cell phone, and they're all saved with like the word Zillow at the end. So I can easily just search all of them on my phone, just search like Zillow and all the numbers will come up, if that makes sense, and go down the list, copy and paste, send 20 until I've done 20, and then tomorrow I'll do 20 more. Basically just said something to the effect of, hey there, you inquired on my website a while back and just wanted to see how your home search was going. Are you still thinking about buying a home here in Oregon? Are there any homes you'd like to see? And then I put something like that. Just make up your own thing. You can literally Google like home buyer lead script, Zillow lead script. You can literally Google it and find a script. And then under it, I'll put like Mariah Crawford, Realtor, Real Broker, my website, so they can see all of that. And because they're Zillow leads, they're not people if I've talked to them, it's been like 7 years, 8 years, like I have no clue who they are and they don't know who I am probably. Because of that, I don't mind it being super impersonal, like formal and more like businessy, whatever. However, this is something I do plan to do. Eventually I'll get to like my past clients, which is something I've really never done, is like nurture my past clients, reach out to them. This is this 20 messages a day tactic. Like it is so simple, and I don't know why I've gone this long in my business without doing it, but eventually I will get to past clients. And when I do them, of course, I'll probably have like a template that I use, but I'll probably make it a little bit more personal, like person to person, because I do have a relationship, or like had a relationship with them. I've talked to them in person, most of them, some of them I haven't, that type of thing. So if it's a relocation buyer I'm following up with, for example, that I've already done a call with, I'll change it a little bit and tweak it to make it a little more personalized. Before I hop on my relocation buyer calls, I am going to sit and write a video script. I have some ideas in my phone, but I'm just gonna write the full script for a video for my Oregon Homes channel, which is what brings me my relocation and buyer in general clients. And then right after I write the script, I'm gonna sit down, probably just right here, and record it. Okay, so I just completed writing the video script for the video that I'm going to be doing for my channel that brings me the relocation buyer clients, and just like buyer clients in general in my area. I wrote the script. I wrote it in the notes section of my phone. I do like most of my work from my phone. And then what I was able to do from my phone was just print it. Like I just like click a button on my phone and it literally goes right to my printer upstairs. So I'm gonna go grab the script from my printer, bring it down, sit down, film the video, and have about 30 minutes before my first relocation buyer client call. Grabbed my script. I made a cup of bone broth with some coconut oil in it because my house is freezing and I just needed something to hold, like something warm to hold, because it's very, very cold. And now I'm going to just hit record and one quick take, do this video. I have about 20 minutes until my buyer consultation numero uno begins. And I put an alarm on my phone for 5 minutes before because sometimes my videos get lengthy and I might just be talking away and then I don't want to miss my buyer call. So I have an alarm to cut me off basically and tell me it's time to be done now. And yeah, if you're gonna be making videos for your business and you're actually a producing real estate agent, you have deals going on, like it just isn't gonna work if you are so perfectionistic, about it, or if you're like concerned about making it perfect, or like you're overanalyzing it, you are not going to be able to do it. For me, I know I have to just like hit record, do it in one take, it's good enough, and move on. Because otherwise, like, there is not time in a day to be a professional videographer, video editor, all these things, and a active real estate agent. Like, there's just not time. So that's my biggest tip for doing video for your real estate business, is done is better than perfect. Sorry, I keep moving, guys. I'm just trying to adjust my chair, and yeah, but done is better than perfect. And your crappy, or like your non-perfect videos are going to bring you so much more business than trying to do perfect videos, but you don't have time to actually sustain that, because it's just not realistic. So you just have to start and then improve as you go. So anyways, I'm gonna make my video now and then hop on my back-to-back buyer consultation calls. Okay, my alarm went off. I only have a couple minutes until my call stopped, and I didn't quite get through my video, so I'm going to continue on with it after my call. I did make myself a little snack because I ended up getting hungry again. So this is what we're working with. We've got this, we've got our bone broth, and now we're gonna sit right here in my little dining room office and have our relocation buyer calls before we get back to finish our video. Okay, my relocation buyer call. She's going to be moving here from Tennessee. It just ended, and I have under a minute until I need to hop on my next call. And I also made a note in my phone to immediately, as soon as I'm done on this next call, send both of them a thank you for talking to me email. I send them both. This one from Tennessee is going to be a cash buyer, but usually I send lender information right away. And then I also, if they want it, you know, if they're ready for property search, get them set up on a property watch, put them in my CRM on a buyer drip campaign. I do all of that like immediately after the call so I don't forget. Okay, I'm leaving now and heading to the tire shop to have my tire fixed. Ooh, I'm on empty. And I'm going to walk somewhere nearby and get something to eat for dinner while I wait, because I honestly finished all my work and I don't really want to be on my phone anymore today, so I'm kind of just done with my phone. I love what I do, but by the end of the day when I'm working, I'm ready to be completely off of all social media platforms. Like, I don't want to look at them again or waste another second on them when I'm not working, you know what I mean? So now I'm going to go do that, pick up my daughter, and head to dance and get on with the rest of our evening. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I come on here consistently with new videos. Leave a comment below. I'd love to know where you're watching from, what market you guys are selling in, and I'll see you guys next time.